Once upon a time, there was a girl named Ada. She was the only child of her parents. Tragically, her parents passed away, leaving her all alone. She decided to go live with her aunt, who was kind and loving. However, her aunt's daughter, Uchechi, who also happens to be her cousin, was very different. Uchechi was mean and cruel to Ada, treating her with so much hatred, and Ada could not understand why. One day, when Ada's aunt left for the village women's meeting, Ada sat down to eat her meal. But just as she began to eat, Uchechi came and poured sand into her food and was smiling maliciously. Ada felt her heart sink. She was deeply saddened by the cruelty. Another time, Ada was returning from the stream with a heavy pot of water for cooking. As she approached the house, Uchechi tripped her, causing her to fall hard on the ground. The pot broke and Ada's knees bled from the fall. Instead of apologizing, Uchechi laughed, clearly satisfied with her wickedness. These acts of cruelty went on for weeks, but Ada's aunt remained oblivious. Uchechi always behaved sweetly when her mother was around, pretending to care for Ada. Ada didn't want to upset her aunt by revealing Uchechi's true nature, so she kept silent and endured the pain. Anytime Ada felt overwhelmed by sadness, she would go to her favorite part of the forest. There, among the trees, she would sing. Her songs carried the weight of her loneliness, but they also helped her find comfort in the midst of her struggles. In the quiet forest, Ada found peace, and her silent songs became her way of healing. It was her mom who taught her the songs, but unknown to Ada, these songs were ancient songs that carry ancient powers. Ada was still enduring all the mean things Uchechi did to her. Uchechi then decided to make her mom hate Ada by accusing and framing her for what she did not do. One day, Ada's aunt was looking for the money she kept. She searched everywhere, but didn't find it. She decided to ask both Uchechi and Ada about it. Ada confirmed she didn't see any money, but Uchechi shouted at her and told her mom she saw Ada taking it and keeping it in her room. Ada denied this accusation, looking entirely confused. Her aunt decided to check her room and saw the money where Ada kept her clothes. She was shocked and looked at Ada with an angry look. Since then, she didn't trust Ada anymore. Anytime anything was missing, she would accuse Ada and go as far as insulting her. This made Ada extremely sad. She would cry every night, wishing her parents were alive. There was a time she was extremely sad by what Uchechi did to her, that she ran to the forest. While she was singing, tears rolled down her eyes. She bent her head down to cry, and suddenly, she noticed that someone tapped her. She raised her head and saw a young man. He asked her why she was crying. She explained everything to him, with tears in her eyes. The man sighed and tried to comfort her. Then he asked her what she wanted. She told him all she wanted was for her cousin to be nice to her and treat her well. The man looked at her and said, "You can't make a person to be good. God gave everyone free will to do what they want." The man then brought out a mirror and gave it to her. The mirror was shiny and beautiful. Ada thanked the man for the gift and hurried back home. Ada was so happy when she got home, and Uchechi could not understand why. Uchechi noticed that Ada seemed to be hiding something, as she would always smile before going to bed. Ada had kept the beautiful mirror in a safe place, cherishing it deeply. One morning, as Ada was admiring herself with the mirror, she was unaware that Uchechi was secretly watching her. Uchechi, consumed by jealousy, wondered where Ada had gotten such a lovely mirror. She couldn't bear to see Ada so happy, and her envy grew stronger with each passing moment. The next day, when Ada went to check on the mirror, she was horrified to find it shattered to pieces on the floor. The once beautiful mirror was completely destroyed. Ada broke down in tears, devastated by the loss of the mirror she had cherished so much. But as she cried, something even more terrifying happened to Uchechi. In the midst of Ada's tears, she heard Uchechi scream from another room. She rushed there to see what had happened. When she got to the room, Ada found Uchechi sitting on the floor, terrified and unable to see. Uchechi had suddenly lost her sight. Ada panicked and helped her cousin to sit down. She asked what happened, but Uchechi remained silent. She was too ashamed to speak, knowing that her own actions had led to this. When her aunt returned home and saw Uchechi blind, she was shocked. Without hesitation, Uchechi quickly blamed Ada, accusing her of being a witch. In her confusion and panic, her aunt believed Uchechi and began to hurl insults at Ada. Tears rolled down Ada's face as she silently endured the false accusations. Her aunt quickly took Uchechi to the healer, but the healer could not find a cure for the sudden blindness. With desperation, her aunt sought the help of the great seer. The great seer revealed that Uchechi's blindness could only be lifted if she confessed her misdeeds and sought forgiveness from Ada. Uchechi's mother was confused, but Uchechi knew the truth. She could no longer hide her actions, and with a heavy heart, she tearfully admitted her jealousy, cruelty, and how she had shattered Ada's beloved mirror. Realizing the gravity of her daughter's wrongdoings, Uchechi's mother rushed home to plead with Ada, but when she arrived, Ada was nowhere to be found. She had packed her belongings and fled the house. Out of shock, Uchechi's mother screamed, placing her hand on her head in regret and despair. For over a month, she searched for Ada, but couldn't find her anywhere in the village. Then one sunny afternoon, while on the way to the market, she spotted Ada walking with someone, seemingly headed towards the farm. Filled with relief and guilt, Uchechi's mother ran to Ada, knelt before her, and tearfully recounted her plight. She begged Ada to come home, pleading for her forgiveness. Moved by her aunt's sincerity, Ada agreed to follow her home. Upon returning, she found Uchechi looking hopeless and broken. The moment Uchechi heard Ada's voice, she bursted into tears. With her face soaked in sorrow, Uchechi apologized to Ada and begged her to forgive her. Ada, with her kind and compassionate heart, embraced her cousin and forgave her. As soon as their embrace ended, something miraculous happened. Uchechi regained her sight. Overjoyed, Uchechi hugged Ada even tighter, and the house was filled with happiness. Uchechi's mother pleaded with Ada to return home, promising to treat her with love and care. Uchechi too pleaded for Ada to stay, assuring her that things would be different. Ada was touched by their pleas and decided to return to their home. From that day forward, Uchechi treated Ada with genuine love and respect, and the two cousins became closer than ever before. The moral lesson you should take from this story is that wickedness never pays. It leads to terrible consequences and regrets. Also, envy leads to self-destruction. You should try to always treat others with respect and love. The end.